Jai Hind everyone.
Jai Hind, sir.
Jain sir.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir.
Deshra Saab, Jai Hind. Soham,
Yes, sir.
you are leaving Aurangabad on 15th.
No, sir. 12th.
Okay, 12th. Okay, tomorrow we will meet. Okay,
Okay, sir.
we will discuss your psychological, whatever responses are there. We'll discuss that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Soham, you will take card
Okay, sir. No problem.
so that you do realistic practice. You take card number
Yes, sir.
23.
Okay, sir.
Yesterday you took which card?
17, sir.
Okay, 23. Okay, Jay, how is your preparation?
Going on.
Okay. Are you sure that you will clear the written test?
Sir.
Okay. Okay, Deshra Saab, how is your preparation? Your network seems to be little poor. I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Jay, you are ready?
Yes sir.
Okay, you are ready with your own topic?
Yes sir. I will prepare one topic.
Okay. So we'll start with you.
I want to time to prepare.
Okay, okay, no issue. Deshra Saab, you are ready?
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Okay. Jay, you can keep time because next will be Soham. Thereafter, you will speak. We'll see how many today joins for practice. Lecturate is a very, very important practice. That is how you will develop confidence, communication skill, the clarity of thought. Everything will be clear. Okay. Okay, Deshra Saab. Jay, just give the timing. Okay.
Okay sir. You can start now.
Today, my lecture topic is nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons or atomic bombs are the outcomes of nuclear fission or nuclear fusion reactions. The first experiment on hydrogen bomb took place in earlier 1930s by the means that took place in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The UNO, United Nations Organizations, was founded an intention to preserve peace and common brotherhood in the world. The main objective of the UNO is to stop the wars between nations and nuclear disarmament. Recently, North Korea declared that they are conducting experiments on nuclear weapons and revealed the number of nuclear missiles and weapons they have. Their moves seems a call for the war with the United Nations of America. The American president passed a declaration about financial restrictions to be imposed on North Korea if they move further with the experiments on nuclear weapons. Some quick facts about nuclear weapons. World. The small town of Japan is a big impact that lasted for decades. After the peril of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, most of the nations around the world voluntarily renounced the production and the use of weapons. Some of the nations that agreed that they possess nuclear weapons are United States of America, India, Pakistan, China, and North Korea. The scenario of nuclear disarmament. According to the statistics, United Nations of America, Russia, China, India, Pakistan, France, and North Korea agreed about the possession of nuclear arms. Reports reveal that 20 nuclear weapons are detonated around the world as part of experiment, and 10% of electricity in the USA was produced from the disassembled atomic bomb during the Russia warhead until 2013. There are some key points.
Last 30 seconds.
According to the Soham University, 9 nations possess a total of 16,300 nuclear weapons. Currently, Belgium, Turkey, and Germany. Now, I conclude. The nuclear weapons created for defending the nations many lead to the destruction of the entire world. The UNO is working on prevention of use and protection of nuclear weapons, but most of the nations need to accept the treaty for their disarmament. My
Okay.
topic is finished, sir.
Yes. Good.
Yes, sir.
Dashra Saab, the
Time.
flow was coming up in the latter part. Initially, it started slow. Very common topic about nuclear weapons, nuclear bomb, control of it, how the developed nations want others to follow now rules and regulations. The developing nations have got their own reservations that we also want to have our own deterrence system because today the developed world has got its own nuclear arsenal ready. What about the developing world? They also want to develop it and then they can control it. That is the whole argument. But then everybody understands that these all weapons are not good for mankind. It will ultimately result in the destruction of world. But the race is unavoidable. And that is how these treaties are not getting materialized effectively on ground. All the nations are agreeing that no first use or whatever promises to each other. But then when it comes to threatening, everyone threatens that we have got nuclear bombs, nuclear capability, and probably that is the real aim of having strong deterrence system at the international level. Deshra Sahab, good, you have everything. I think it is a matter of then developing confidence and the more practice actually. More you do because you
So,
see in the second part, maybe half portion of the second part was good. It was flowing good, and the initial was slow. Um, it was cautious, but then maybe with more practices, I think you must be having group and you must be discussing together with two or three AKIGs or whatever are there. You are having a group.
yes, sir.
Okay, do more practices because see, more and more you speak, have regular interactions, group discussions, lecturate, some kind of debate, or any topic you discuss. That is knowledge enhancement plus the communication gets little polished. That is the whole thing. On such topic, if we can give specific data that how much nuclear capability in terms of um, possessions, if we can give comparative analysis, US has got this much, like nuclear submarines uh, or nuclear warheads, one can tell these data are available on open domain, so we can give couple of things because once you note down this can be used in any relevance military related topic. You can use it, and that is the importance of such statistics. Okay, Deshra sir.
Ji, sir.
Okay, so I'm ready.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can, those who are comfortable can switch on the camera, have that confidence also. Deshra Sab, you know how to keep time. 30 seconds, last 30 seconds you can just warn, and 3 minutes you say time up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So my topic is India-Afghan relations. So very first thing that India and Afghanistan shares boundary, which is through LOC. And what is the importance of Afghanistan that we have to understand before we start the topic? The very first thing, there has been a lot of mineral reserves in Afghanistan. That is the main reason why US is attracted towards Afghanistan. It has also toppled the government in the Afghanistan to bring stability. But stability did not continue, and again Taliban government came into power. Now let us one by one discuss the problems which are we are facing because of Taliban. The very first thing is that the drug trafficking which is carried out through Afghanistan. The opium production is maximum in Afghanistan. because of which drug trafficking is coming through the routes of Arabian Sea as well as through the Pakistan occupied Kashmir region to India. And this drug trafficking is putting our youth into a trouble. Our workforce is getting addicted to this. So we should go on to build campaigns against drug trafficking and should reduce it and focus on that. Second problem is the terrorist activities might increase because of Taliban coming to power. When Taliban come to power, terrorists other terrorists which promote even terrorism in Pakistan and even in India both increase. So nations have to come together from the United Nations perspective and to somewhere put Afghanistan government through the United Nations Security Council that can be done. Now, when we are talking about these two aspects, there is a very important aspect about Taliban which we have to consider. If we are not able to build good relations with Taliban due to Taliban government and presence of terrorists, we should not deteriorate the relation. And India has been continuing that. India has been supporting the normal people in Afghanistan through providing high protein biscuits to Afghanistan people through humanitarian aids of World Food Corporation. Also, it has been providing other assistance like medicines during COVID times. And also, it has provided other medical facilities during COVID times. Now, this has to continue and a good relation has to be maintained. A balanced relation has to be maintained with nation. Thank you.
Okay, Soham, confidence wise, no problem. Content wise, okay. I will say I will rate above average. Some more data can be put in from the appropriateness, correctness point of view. India has been a very old time friend for Afghanistan. When there was, if you see in the history, cultural and the traditional things which we had common. So India has always been a good friend with the Afghanistan people and Afghanistan as a nation. Only thing when it is not a legitimate government, that is Taliban, we have got reservations. Of late, we started talking to Taliban, but that is not our natural stand. We never supported Taliban. We always supported the democratic government, their democratic setup. More importantly, from the Pakistan point of view, we have got more strategic interest in Afghanistan. So if Afghanistan is not stable, we have got problems. And from old ties point of view also, because to control the Pakistan's west, maybe that is one angle. Secondly, we always shown to the Middle East world that we are friends, except Pakistan, where we have always had bad relations because of our own history. So when it comes to Afghanistan, Afghanistan always recognized India as a friend. If you see the little bit history, I'm just elaborating. Uh, Russia fought war in Afghanistan. Its geostrategic location is very important. No country is able to win war in Afghanistan. It is a very, very interesting um, geographic location. Russia also lost, and the downfall started from there. Then America, for 10 years or more than that, they shown that will to fight, but ultimately, whatever agenda they had, it is not materialized. Ultimately, the Taliban is there in center or in power. That was not the initial aim when they landed there. Then comes the Taliban per se, the control of Taliban and the relationship between all the bad elements, especially terrorist organizations, that is to be really seen from a prism of suspicion. So for whole world, Afghanistan is a issue, and it is center point of world, you can say, from where the west and east can be seen separately. And all these strategic things prove that if Afghanistan is not stable, there is a problem for whole world. The country is not organized. It tries to get organized and it suddenly falls. This has been the history. So from the India's own interest point of view, We want better control in Afghanistan. Otherwise, the terrorist organizations get very, very strong support from this place. The arms and ammunitions and drugs, especially drugs, is a key issue. So maybe from that angle, we always wanted to support a democratic government. Today, the situation is not good. Taliban is controlling it. Taliban, whatever promises they can make, but nobody can believe them. That is a bigger issue. Okay, tough topic you have taken. So, what were the other topics?
Sir, other I don't remember.
Okay,
Hmm.
it's okay.
I got this.
Okay. Spontaneously you have spoken
I
from.
actually, yes, sir. I actually have interest in geopolitics, so I keep reading about it. So
Okay,
I
good, good.
take usually take those topics.
Yes. In the end, develop a habit of giving opinion. That is
Okay,
how
sir.
one should conclude. Okay. What your
Yes,
opinion? You may be sounding little childish or whatever your NDA level doesn't matter. Okay. Who is next?
yes, sir.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Soham, keep time. Last 30 seconds you will announce and then say time up at 3 minutes.
Okay, sir. Yes, you can start.
Good evening to one and all. Today's my lecture topic is India and Taiwan relations. Bilaterally, the India and Taiwan has improved the nice 1990s dispute both nations. The relations of India recognize only People's Republic of China and not Republic of China. The Chinese civilian war war 1945 to 1949, according to 2010 Gulf Poll, 21% of the Taiwan's people approved of India's leadership, with 19% disapproving, 60% uncertain. In May 2020, two members of India Parliament virtually attend the newly elected president of Taiwan. Despite the China proper and the Indian subcontinent were two or four ancient civilizations of the world emerged. The thousands of years of extensive emerged the trades and cultures exchanged primarily through Buddhism. Only the peoples of in China's begins the legitimate of government of mainland China, Hong Kong, and the Macau at the conflict that emerged after the Chinese Civil War. India Tapi Associations, Tapi Economic and the Culture Center in India. In May 2020, two members in Parliament virtually attend. Thank you.
Okay. Jay, very tough topic you have taken. But then confidence level. Jay, I want more confidence. You have not shared self-recorded video as of now. Why?
Sir, I was shared, but that not sending.
Okay, but you can try again. Hmm?
I will try it. I will send it screenshot.
Confidence level. That is my worry. See, you are a hardworking student, but confidence is not yet reflected when you speak. So that's why I want to see your body language. Record more and more videos and share it. It will give more
Okay, sir.
confidence to you. Okay, Jay?
Yes, sir.
Taiwan is a very, very hot topic as on date. Apparently, maybe US and China are at fight over Taiwan, but India has also got a lot of concerns, especially trade. If Taiwan goes in the fold of China, whatever China is claiming, and they have got a strong claims, they are fighting for it. But Taiwan is a major source of supply for chips, semiconductor, and second is China. So everything becomes Chinese, then it will be a problem. So trade point of view and as such from the South China Sea point of view, lot of strategic problems are there. That is why US is fighting. Japan is also countering it. So maybe in times to come, whatever we witnessed in the West, part little bit Ukraine, what Russia has claimed, similar daring China is likely to do. Let's see and watch. But we have to take stand as a nation. India is not supporting whatever China is claiming, but we have got our own reservations. We have to trade and we have to wait and watch because as such US is at loggerheads with China. Japan and Australia has also given, as per their mutual agreements, all three have cautioned China about their military exercise or whatever US speaker had gone and landed there. Whatever threats and counter threats were going on, India is keeping quiet, watching patiently. We have got our own reservations. Okay, good. Important topics, maybe at NDA level, not um, that easy, but graduation level, those students who are preparing for CDS and all, you can read more. Okay, who is next volunteer?
Sir, Gauri Shankar.
Okay, Gauri sir. Jai, keep time.
Jai-
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You can start now.
Very good evening, sir. Today I have got very interesting topic that is CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. It is a very important aspect between the both countries, China and Pakistan. We know that CPEC is a bilateral relation between the China and Pakistan, and it was established in by 22 May 2013 and launched in 2015. China President Xi Jinping made planning about that Silk Road economic belt and the 21st Maritime Silk Road project. Pakistan and China have a good trading relations and they want to enhance the volume of the trade. And we know that the under this project have a type of like that enhance the collection of infrastructure developments including power generation and research and development projects. We know that it's located at the particular place area that is the Gwadar port which in Balochistan and connectivity through the Gilgit Baltistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Punjab and in the till the China location particular area Xinjiang, and that particular name is Kasgan area, and totally length covered by the 3,000 kilometers. And what is the significance of the CPC? Mostly, we know that the China have a like that crude oil export and import to other countries. So use of the Malacca state, but when is it is a very important play role for that China, and for that Pakistan have a like that havoc in the energy sectors. So it is a very important play role for the Pakistan. And what is the challenge of the CPC? Firstly, there are many challenges. Like that, firstly, challenges biggest problem of the which don't have the proper security environment, especially so that is a very big challenge. And other challenges is the political dispute among the other countries, other leaders. So as at another challenge. And what is the stand of the India? India like that you know that
Last 30 seconds.
the CPEC inside throw inside the POK area, that is a very important part of the POK area. That's why India protest against the as well as if China take like that Gwadar port and also they can be look after over the Indian Ocean region. So that is a very important for that our country. Thank you, sir.
Time up.
Okay, good, Gauri sir. Very important topic when it comes to military competitive exams, whether it is an interview or in group discussion or lecturate. This is very important. If you see
Thank
China
you.
Pakistan economic corridor is a very, very ambitious project from the Chinese side. Though Pakistan had been claiming that it will create jobs, it will give a lot of money to the Pakistan, but there are some suspicion. That is why there is a protest in Pakistan from some sections of the society. Initially in 2013, when the project was launched, it was, I think, somewhere 45, 46 billion dollar. And as the 2, 3 years passed, the cost again gone up. So if this much money is coming, and there were apprehensions from some of the scholars and intellectuals of Pakistan that we may become economic slave, that is Pakistan. And India has got its own problems with this corridor because it was going through POK, and Pakistan
Yes.
on their own offered this POK to China, and which we are claiming. And that is why, if I am not wrong, when we abrogated the Article 370, then the more threat was to China because this CPEC, which is a very, very ambitious project, a lot of money is invested from the Chinese side. So if POK is taken back by India, Pakistan has got very less to lose, but China is going to lose a lot, and that is why Galwan Valley incident or the episode happened. You can see the timeline. When we abrogated the Article 370, China started putting pressure from different points, whether it is towards the Bhutan or from the Tibet side, Arunachal, or the Ladakh, East Ladakh, that is Galwan. So it is very evident.
Yes.
But more so now from the Pakistan's angle, what is happening in Sri Lanka, a lot of people are anticipating similar economic crisis is going to happen in Pakistan, economic slavery, because it is under debt.
Yes, sir.
China may make it as something like which happened during the British time. Britishers and French people, they made their colonies. Today it is a corporate kind of culture, and these powerful nations will make their colonies, and that is what China is doing. Maybe. So CPEC
Yes.
is a very, very ambitious project, and let's see. All countries have got their own reservations, especially India. We have our own objections to Pakistan also, to China also, because our POK is uh, going to be utilized here, that we are claiming back. These are all strategic things. Let's see how maybe COVID has changed the things. Otherwise, by now there would have been more tussles on this POK. Okay, good, Gauri sir. Hmm? Who is next?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can I?
Okay, Sanjivani. Gauri sir, you can keep time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just 2.5 minutes you warn, last 30 seconds,
Oh,
and
oh,
3 minutes you say time
okay.
up.
Okay, sir. Now start, sir.
Okay, good evening to all. Today my lecture topic is smartphones. Smartphones are friendly gadgets which have made everything reachable through a touch. Smartphone is the first thing we look at the morning and the last thing we see before going to the bed. According to the IRICA Associated Editor, the UK has declared itself a smartphone addicted country. Often, a UK telecommunication. 37% of the adults and 60% of the teens are they are having addicted to their smartphones. Then 51% of the adults and 34% teens say they have used their smartphone with social media, socialization with others. But the some advantage of smartphone. First is keep your love or one to touch either through calls, text, or images, which express the feelings. You may know where are you and find easily way and routes to go anywhere, especially on unknown place. You can make the word listen to your voice in a touch. You can spend your time usually reading the news or doing something official work. But the most of this disadvantage of smartphone is first of all the electromagnetic radiation will the high because of the high heavy internet use, and the mind lead to health problems such as brain tumor and skin cancer. The HEV light emitted from the screen of the smartphone lead to the eye retina during the long time of use and will slowly damage the retina. Then the spending most of the time on your phone create neck problems and sleep depression. So lastly, I want to conclude that smartphone is the most essential part of our daily life. Today as it can be your day routine, newspaper, TV, camera, almost everything. But those are a good thing. The biggest
Balance.
advantage of the having the smartphone is that you forget your own life. Thank you.
Okay, Sanjivani, very common topic, and in SSB, it is likely to be in some or other form about social issue or something. So phone has to be smartphone, especially has to be part of it. You can connect this particular aspect to many topics, whether it is crime related topic in SSB, or some kind of youth related, or job related, or it can be anything. So smartphone is an essential part today in our hand, and it is good also and bad also, what Sanjeevani was highlighting. Sanjeevani, why humming sound was there? Like humming means it was today on a higher side. Grammatical mistakes you are reducing now. The confidence is also good, but then this is something which is new, new disturbance. So just check why it is happening. Lot of grammar has improved. Let me tell you, your grammar mistakes are less now compared to earlier times, and confidence is also good. The sentence formation and content is also good. But then this wala, earlier it used to be that word, है ना, then या something. क्या था वो word? संजीवनी.
I'm not remember.
That word was very repetitive. So this is something new today I observed. Uh, elongating something, word or a sentence. Just watch out, listen carefully. Again, your own, you can do a little bit introspection how you spoke and why it is happening. Because see, lecturate in defense SSB is about your confidence, how you stand, how you speak. English grammatical mistakes is okay, but you should not be fumbling. You should not be showing those breaks. Even if you are not getting any appropriate word, you can use a Hindi word and continue. There should not be stopping and breaks. Confidence has to flow. That is the major requirement. And generally, if someone is practicing good, so English will also be good. And even if it is of average standard, no problem. Your confidence has to be more than 100%. That is the must thing. Okay, all of you who are really practicing this for communication style, leadership aspects, and more so for SSB interview, you should be continuously flowing when you speak. You should not be stopping, and the confidence has to be of utmost standard, good standard. Okay, very important. Often we speak on this smartphone, so I will not repeat those points. Okay, good. Who is next?
Sir, may I?
Ganesh.
Okay, Harsh is there, and then Shraddha. We'll go with Harsh. Sanjivani, keep time, and then Shraddha can be ready.
Sir, you can start.
Good evening, friends. Today's topic of my lecture is binge watching. Binge watching refers to the watching of many episodes or movies in in one sitting. This is a common form of entertainment in the present times. Even though watching television for a prolonged time is not common, but the rise of OTT platform made many people watch web series and movies. Before this era, people used to wait for the next episode for a day or a week. But now, as the entire series is launched at a time, it has enabled people to watch the series in just one sitting. The motive for being watching is different for different people. Some people watch it for entertainment purpose, while some people watch it to overcome loneliness, to get to know about various stories, to get a weekly sabbatical, or and to the context, not everyone who is watching it is addicted to being watching. But the problem arises when we are addicted to it. Even we want to limit our screen time, yet we find it difficult to do so because addictions are heavy to overcome. Moreover, we can watch this sort of content anywhere at any time on any device like smartphones and tabs. Hence, it is very difficult to cure being watching addictions. To the irony, the COVID 19 pandemic forced everyone to stay at home, which limited the source of entertainment and increased the option of being watching. Being watching is not bad in all cases, but watching it frequently is bad because of the negative effects on health, career, and relationship. It is not a problem when we watch it for entertainment, while getting addicted is a greater problem. Having other options such as spending time with friends, family, playing outdoor games, and pursuing hobbies can prevent us from getting addicted. As also we have been overcome from the lockdown, it is we have various opportunities and various sources to get ourselves entertained. Thank you.
Okay, very good, Harsh. A lot of quality contents is there in your lecturate. What was the title, Harshvardhan? What was the title of your lecturate?
Binge watching.
Pardon?
Sir, binge watching.
Okay, because this,
Sir,
okay, web series and all what you elaborated, uh, all these points can fit in into other topics also, because that is how today's world is struggling. If you see whatever point Harsh was highlighting, relationship or addiction or some kind of lifestyle is changing in today's world. This is a serious thing. What introduction he was giving, that you just see Ramayana when it got launched in I think 87, 88 somewhere. So every Sunday Ramayana, half an hour or 1 hour, whatever it is, it was there. So next Sunday was patiently people were looking forward, and they had patience. This is a big factor, patience. Today, when we say intolerance, it is everywhere we are impatient. We are not ready to wait for anything which we are desiring now. And this is why one sitting you want to finish a topic, you are impatient. But the patience is very important. Entertainment is a one classic case where it can be tested. I remember in my childhood that Spider Man was just 15 minutes on Doordarshan on a weekly basis. 15 minutes. Or for that matter, there were a couple of serials. We used to wait for next Monday or whatever periodicity it had. Ramayana is one, or there were some small kids related things also. But today, these web series and all types of entertainment programs, we are impatient. One's purpose can be anything, whether it is one wants to learn something, or one is spending time because of loneliness, what Harsh was highlighting. These are all very, very psychological and practical things which are happening today. Imagine if there was no such platform of entertainment, a person would have walked across the walls, would have met friends, would have met neighbors, which was happening exactly 20 years back. This is now vanishing from our societies. In big apartments, even on same floor, if there are 4 or 6 flats, 8 flats, 10 flats, all of them don't know. Even next neighbor people don't know who is there. This is a sad reality. We may be advanced, we have all the entertainment at our doorstep, but there are so many questions to be raised whether we are in right direction as a human beings or not. Okay, good, Harsh. Interesting points, and these same points, remember, because you can utilize in many many topics. There are some social points in that. Okay, Shraddha, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Harsh, keep time.
yes, sir. You may start.
Uh, we can change the friends, but not our neighbors. This was said by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Good evening, everyone. My today's lecture topic is Indo-Sri Lanka relations, and we shall be discussing about various aspects about this. Sri Lanka is just 30 nautical miles away from the territorial boundary of India, and it is India's closest maritime neighbor. Relationship of India and Sri Lanka is relationship of India and Sri Lanka is more than 2,500 years old, and India and Sri Lanka shares common culture, and most of the population of Sri Lanka is have migrated from India during the 500 BC period. If we talk about the neighboring country of Sri Lanka, India is the only neighboring country which that is separated by the Park Strait. Uh, Sri Lanka rely upon Indian government for different aspects, like political aspect, development aspects. If we talk about the growing militancy in Sri Lanka, uh, in early 1980, by the LTTE Liberation Tiger Tamilelam, it was initiated by India, and India sent peacekeeping force under the Operation Pavan in Sri Lanka to courage the insurgency taking place in Sri Lanka. If we talk about the various organizations in which India and Sri Lanka are combined partners and working for the development of both countries, there is a SARC organization and there is also BIMSTEC organization. If we talk about the more aspects, there is China and Sri Lanka relations have become better in recently years. There are many naval establishments that have taken place in Sri Lanka, which was funded by China, and there they have also acquired Hambantota port. But India is working on it. India is launching various programs for Sri Lanka, like many villages are adopted by the Tamil Nadu government. We can say that backward villages. India is working for the development of those villages, and India also gifted
Last 30 seconds.
Pulathisi Express to Sri Lanka, and now also India plans to invest more in Sri Lanka after crisis support of $3.8 billion. Uh, there is a survey in the world level that is how many countries have negative attitude towards the India. Surprisingly, Sri Lanka stood at last stage on the survey. Um, Sri Lanka, only 4% people
Time up.
have negative attitude towards India in Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Okay, very good, Shraddha. You have shown confidence. You spoke on live by switching on camera. This also reflecting your confidence. Very nice. It should go up. Yesterday only offline you were not happy with your own performance. Now it is a very very improved performance, and that to a topic which is little strategic tough. Yes, Sri Lanka and India are natural friends. Our culture, our history, right from Ramayana's period, there are so many evidences that we have got more than thousands year relationship. We have got Tamil links. Our Tamil Nadu is very sensitive about Sri Lankan Tamils. And LTT, we had bad experience. We learnt a lot from there. And we have been maintaining good relationships. We have got joint exercises, though there are some problems. Maybe China had used that space between us with the help of money power, when they got the Hambantota port. And today, Sri Lanka has realized that how the debt trap, when you take loan from another country, especially Chinese policies exposed for other nations also. Now they are learning harder way. Other small nations are waking up. This is very important lesson which all the countries have to learn. Sri Lankan crisis, as such, Sri Lanka is learning whatever they want to learn, but the other nations, including India, we all have to learn a lot. India is now very watchful. India is supportive. India is trying to help Sri Lanka in this hour of crisis. But with whatever past learned lessons, we are now careful in extending our hand, keeping a balance at international level. Like moment this crisis was there at world news, India had to give statement that we are not sending our troops. This was a statement which showed that We have we have learned from past. We are very clear what help we are doing. We are doing monetary help, moral support, or whatever political related issues we can intervene if required. But then, when it comes to military, we will keep strategic stand so that no other nation also gets apprehensive about it. And more so, we have our own interest because we are the closest to Sri Lanka. Park Strait is there, trade route is there, and from there heavy traffic goes. And that is why China is wanting that Gwadar port to work for them. That is what is CPEC is. They wanted to avoid this southern route, and they can straightway get connected from north. This Park Strait is a heavy trade route. If you see the ships which passes through this per day, and that is why this area is important, and Hambantota port or the Sri Lanka per se, the location is very important. Okay, good, Shraddha. Um, this is very important topic in times to come. Whatever development is happening, all who are appearing for exams, be watchful, be updated, because this is going to be a live topic in coming couple of months. Sri Lanka. Okay, who is next?
Sir, may
Okay, Kartik. Shraddha, keep time.
Okay, you can start now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My today's topic is inflation. So, what actually is inflation? Inflation is the general increase in the prices of goods and services in an economy, in a country, or in a nation. Inflation is the rate at which price of particular goods or services rise with the time being. Average inflation from in the trends recently have been of 7.5%, which means when we calculate it, 1 rupee in 1950s of India is valued today 100 rupees. So this is a huge inflation, and normal people are suffering from this inflation. When the general price level rises, the buying capacity of common people reduces. Every unit of money which was buying 10 goods earlier can now only buy 5 goods. And this is the impact of inflation on common people. Inflation can have both negative and positive impacts for people who own tangible assets, like they own a house or they own some money or stocks. Then due to the inflation, the prices of their assets rise, and then they are in profit. inflation uh, has been uh, Inflation has been a phenomena recently. It has been in the news recently. We can see the few days earlier, the Congress had a black march because of the rising inflation, but the media only focused about the Congress's opposition and not on the topic of inflation. We can see the bill of US Senate, which was passed, which was the anti-inflation bill. Sorry, it was the inflation reduction bill. Then many new economists and many new firms are now telling that the inflation which is rising nowadays can cause the worst recession of the decade. The recession, it would be the worst than the recession of 2008, and prices of goods will shoot up high. Inflation can be reduced by some monetary changes in the finance of a country. It can be done. It can be done and regulated by the central bank of the country or by the government.
Last
Recently,
30
RBI
seconds.
hiked its interest rates, and this was a step taken by RBI to control and counter the inflation in India. Inflation can also be reduced by certain steps like uh, increasing the interest rate on loans, and telling the funds to properly distribute the funds, etc. Thank you.
Okay, good, Karthik. Good confidence. Keep it up. And important topic, inflation, because world is struggling today. You see, after COVID has actually been the cause of high inflation. Many countries are struggling, and that is why open wars are not happening. Otherwise, Russia and Ukraine war should have got out of hand, but it is the real cause of worry for all nations that they are struggling, including US, with their own inflation problems. The most struggling countries are developing one or the poor countries, whether it is Zimbabwe, Argentina, Turkey, or highest inflation is in Venezuela. These are all economic crisis hit countries, and now Sri Lanka, where you have to pay so high that the currency loses its value to that extent. Like Venezuela, around 3 4 years back, it had got worst. People had to carry money in bags, and the purchased items were small. This was the issue. But then after COVID, it has really become a serious concern for many countries. India, fortunately, is balanced as of now, though people are raising alarms about inflation. Like what we as a layman see, petrol price or a diesel price, which is a very, very common factor for everyone to suffer. If it goes high, everyone is suffering, whether it is a school going student or college going student, because of petrol uses. Everyone comes to know. So, despite the fact that India is trying to control it, this particular aspect is showing that there is an inflation worry. And in times to come, when the world has become a global, networked, small place in terms of time and distance, because you can easily travel, communicate, see through each other's spaces. So, this inflation will be a battlefield. There can be artificially induced inflation. When I say this word, try and understand what happened in Sri Lanka. You give so much of loan and lure some countries, you make them economic slaves, which used to happen at a small levels earlier, Saukar and a small poor farmer. This is to be seen on a higher scale at country levels. So under the debt, a country suffers. Like under the debt, a farmer commits suicide. Similar things are going to happen. Next to watch is Pakistan. Already inflation is high, the debt is high, there is no balance in the country as far as the power goes, because recently Imran Khan was removed, and maybe uh, they will be the next country to watch for some break about, and major reason will be economy. A very important, little complex, because not all of us are commerce student, or understanding on economics is little less. But as a layman in competitive exams, little bit one should know, one should discuss, one should hear, read little bit. Okay, good Kartik, good confidence. Anyone who wants to speak now? No one? I will not force. Okay, I think all have spoken. Only thing, is it Gurpreet Saab? Okay, maybe network issue at times we see name, but person may be disconnected. Okay, any doubt? We will otherwise end here. Good. Keep practicing communication skill, knowledge, and you can have your own notes in your notebook. Today you have spoken on one topic. You should be very confident that if this topic comes in my SSB or in group discussion, lecture, whatever form, you should be able to feel that confidence. Yes, I know something on this topic. And when you hear someone else topic, that is also a value addition. More knowledge is getting into your mind, and you can really use this platform, because different topics are spoken. At least something you can gain, 1 2 points, whatever it is. So it is interesting. That is why this platform is important. And today surprisingly 3 students spoke with video on. So I don't force, but it is always welcome, because that shows high level of confidence. You have to face audience, and it creates little bit of um, anxiety, but that is okay. That is how you will surpass it. But depends upon your choice. Practice more. Okay, we will end here. Bye. Jai Hind. Yes.
Sir,
So
what time should I come tomorrow?
9:30 same time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we will have offline class tomorrow, 9:30, same place. Okay, bye. Jai Hind.
Thanks, sir.
Jai sir.
Okay, bye,
Bye,
sir.
sir.